Joining me now, I have retired U.S. Army Brigadier General Peter Zwack and Zwack Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute at George Mason University. Gentlemen, good morning to you. Thank you for your time. General, if I could start with you first, and let's begin with what was supposed to be tonight's deadline, reopen the strait or else we blow up your power plants. Why would the president offer a third grace period, you think?
Well, I think that he's bargaining. The Iranians have not budged, and he is willing to extend the deadline for another 10 days. I think it's the art of the deal. I don't know if the Iranians are going to bite, though, because I think that this approach, especially this public approach, puts them in a bit of a box. And what we have learned is they're very proud. And yes, they have been, they may stick to their guns. They may be defying us, stretching this out, and inviting us to actually put boots on the ground. All that. I think that's what they want.
Yeah. Jamil, do you agree with that assessment? Iran is refuting completely the White House's claims that there are even negotiations going on behind the scenes, let alone that they're going well. Iran says Trump is just trying to calm global markets. How do you read this extension and what's going on?
Well, Marky, there's no doubt the general's right that the president is looking to get a deal done here, and also that there are negotiations going on. We know the president put out a 15-point plan that was transmitted to the Iranians by the Pakistanis. We know because the Iranians put out their own version of a 5-point plan. Now, these two plans, Marky, are very far apart. There's almost no overlap between the two of them. The Iranians don't want to talk about the nuclear program. They just want to talk about ending the U.S. attacks on their territory. The United States wants to talk about terror, about nuclear weapons, about all these other capabilities that Iran has as well. And so there's a gulf between the two that's massive, but there are conversations ongoing. The president wants to get a deal done. He is trying to calm global markets as well and try to get the price of oil back in a box. That's a challenge. And with the Straits of Hormuz continue to be closed with the exception of small transits, that's a real problem for the United States and our allies around the globe.
And General, just to piggyback off something that Jamil was saying there, Iran has this 5-point plan. We offered up this 15-point ceasefire peace plan earlier this week. If both sides are still far apart and nobody's willing to make any major concessions, what happens when April 6th, reaches the calendar? Do we strike power plants? Is it third strike, you're out at that point? No more grace windows?
The answer is I don't know. However, it puts us in a position where do we put troops on the ground? Do we go for Hormuz? Do we go for Karg Island? Do we take the maximalist approach? Or do we extend another deadline? It's one of those damned if we do, damned if we don't situations we're in. I think that the Iranians, they see our power, they respect it greatly, yet they may feel that they have an understanding of where we're coming from, and they're going to stretch it out and make us make the next move.
Jamil, according to Axios, because now we're also talking this morning about the possibility of sending 10,000 more troops to the region, the Department of War is developing these options for, what we're hearing is a final blow to Iran that could involve ground forces, could involve a bombing campaign. Is that how you read this buildup, Jamil?
Well, Marky, it's really hard to tell. We know that there's a Marine Expeditionary Unit coming over from Okinawa. That has about 2,200 Marines. That'll get there in the next few days. We have another Marine Expeditionary Unit coming from California on the USS Boxer. That's another 2,500 Marines. And then, of course, you've got the 82nd Airborne, which is being flown into theater as well. That's another 5,000. So you've got a lot of troops already flowing to the region. The question is, what are those troops there to do? Are they there to take, as the general says, Karg Island? Are they there to take Bandar Abbas, free up the Straits of Hormuz? Will they run littoral operations in the sort of the waters around the straits? We don't know for sure. But you can be sure, Marky, that if we do commit boots on the ground, that's only going to raise the pressure on both sides for the Iranians with American boots on the ground on Iranian territory, but for the United States as well, with the United States public being not thrilled about having boots on the ground. The president said, we're not going to do that, except in maybe a limited fashion, unless it's something very short and targeted like we saw in Venezuela. This could be a real challenge for the president politically.
Well, we'll see what this weekend has in store, but it seems like for now those power plants, Iranian power plants, stay intact for the time being. Zwack Jaffer, Brigadier General Peter Zwack, thank you so much, gentlemen. Have a great weekend. Appreciate your time.